What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Tyson, the Gypsy King Fury. Tyson Fury states this: Tyson Fury doesn't hold anything back about Anthony Joshua's legacy. Quote, he says, I see AJ's legacy as being in tatters at the moment. No disrespect to Joshua, but because he's a 25-3 fighter or whatever, he is but a top-class world-level boxing. He just can't cut it. He also added, Joshua has found his level. He's come up once in that top level. He's lost 3 of his last 5 fights. Now it's Usyk who is firmly on the mind of Fury, with him telling his fellow champions team to get the checkbook ready for him to relieve the Dalsa of his titles. Let me counterpunch. I can appreciate Tyson Fury saying it's in tatters at the moment, because that's what it seems. And that's how it always seems. Okay, the first time Joshua took an L, people said the same thing. The second time Joshua took an L, people said the same thing. The third time he took an L, people are going to continue to say the same thing. Okay, at this level, he can't cut it. It's only been 2 fighters that he's lost by. It would be different if it was 3 different fighters that gave him 3 different problems. But in this case, it was one fighter that caught him with a good shot. He never recovered. You know, there were rumors all swarming around that, like there always will be. Okay. And on top of that, I would like to add, you know, with Tyson Fury or with any fighter, you know, when you say, well, at the top level, he can't cut it. You know, I think that's totally unfair. It's unfair for a lot of reasons, but the main reason would be the fighters that he lost by, or to rather, we haven't seen them fight enough top elite fighters or fighters that are at the top, the big 3, how Lennox Lewis says. So we'll never know how good any of these guys really are until they fight each other. You know, Andy Ruiz and Alexander Usyk. You know, we're lucky to get Usyk and Fury. We got Usyk versus Anthony Joshua, which those are 2 guys I'm biased for because I like both guys. And so it was kind of difficult to pick between the 2. You know, may the best man win. You know what I mean? I think that's actually easier because you like them both versus, you know, one you don't really care for whatever reason or whatnot. But I look at Tyson, it's like, well, you haven't took those challenges. And at the top level, it's rather incomplete to say that you are conducting yourself at the top level. You know, if you look at the last 5 fights that Fury had, okay, he had White, Wilder, Vilene, Schwartz. Okay, so if those, you have 4 fighters that he's fought. Okay, if you want to look at the last 5, you would have to add Wilder again. So you have Wilder, but that's cool because you've already showed that you could beat Wilder. But if you fight Wilder 3 times out of those last 5 fights, we don't really know the difference in opposition or competition because you're fighting the same person. If that makes sense to anybody. So you can't say, oh, well, I'm doing well and I'm undefeated. Well, you fought the same person. You've beat the same person. Nobody contested that you didn't win the first fight. Damn sure didn't contest that you won you beat him the second fight because they stopped it, and you knocked him out in the third. Okay, how many times did you have to show us that you could beat Deontay Wilder? We already know that. But can you beat Usyk? Can you beat Ruiz? Can you beat Joyce? Can you beat Joshua? Those are the type of fighters that you need. See, it's one thing to criticize a fighter for fighting different opponents, and then yet you fight the same. It's easier for that because you're not doing what this fighter has done. See, if Tyson can beat those guys, then I can respect everything that Tyson says because Tyson made the same test as that fighter. And he showed that fighter, look, this is how it's done. So for really moral victory, since he's fighting Joshua or wants to fight Joshua for free, he should want to fight Alexander Usyk for free. Why for free? Because he'll fight Joshua for free, and because he should show Joshua how it's done. Like he showed him, this is how you fight Alexander Usyk, Joshua. He should show him now, since Joshua's lost to Usyk again 2 times. He should show him how it's done. That's how you show someone up. You know what? I'm coming from them belts. I'm going to show you how it's done. I represent the UK. You're going to do it my way. Bars. That's how it's supposed to go. But him saying, oh, well, he just can't cut it. Well, what if Tyson Fury loses? Does that mean at the top level, is it fair to say that about Tyson Fury? Based on his own standards, yes. But then again, you have to know if you can get better. You have to know if you can adjust, and we have to know where those guys go, where those guys are. And just because you lose from a top guy doesn't mean you don't belong at that level. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think of Tyson Fury rating Anthony Joshua's legacy at this moment. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.